Hi, I'm Justin Harden. I want to thank you for taking a look at this video, and I'm excited about a song that I just put out there. Um, I've been working on the song for over a year now, and I just want to talk a little bit about what has been going on as far as music goes, um, what I've been trying to put together, um, and just wanting to share this with anybody who's interested and anybody who enjoys um, the song. So, um, short story is just a quick summary. A couple of years ago, almost 2 years ago, I asked God to open the door for me to start making a living making music. And at that time, I really didn't have um, anything really put together. I had some instruments and everything, but I didn't have the knowledge to do it either. So, in asking God to do this, I was asking a lot, and but things started happening, and He's put things together and blessed so that I have some knowledge of how to function and record, to do music production. Um, so, in the 2 years since, over the past 2 years since October of 2022, God is blessed with everything that I need to produce high quality music, and so I put this together with His help, and I call it Midas Touch Studios. Midas Touch Studios is up and running, and it's because of His hand. All glory and honor goes to my God for supplying and sustaining everything. And I thank God for the gifts that He's given me and the equipment, and I look forward to the future. So the prayer that I prayed was that God would make it happen for me to be able to make a living making music. I haven't seen that happen yet, but right away He began to open things up for me to be able to have all the software, the equipment, everything else. Bear with me, because I'm a musician, I'm a pastor, I'm a claims adjuster. I'm not a videographer. So um, we'll see how this all turns out. So, and just so you know, in the background right now, you'll hear my new song "After the Storm" playing. Just want to give Him all the credit, all the glory for sustaining, supplying everything. So, "After the Storm" is the first single to come out of this Midas Touch Studios. If you're working on a song, you like what you hear, just I invite you to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help out with your song. Again, I've got all the equipment. I've studied music production, and I want to be available to help out with other people's projects. So the song "After the Storm," it's available on your favorite music platforms. I'm going to post the links so that you can be able to check it out. One big favor I ask of everybody, and those that have to move on to other things, and they can move on to other things, not stick around for the long version. But if you're watching this on YouTube, what I'd like for you to do is hit the subscribe button, so I can build this channel. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. But it would be helpful if you could subscribe, so that I can work on having the resources to make the channel better and share new music that I'll be developing. So with that, those of you who want to move on, check out the links. For the rest that want to hear a little bit more, what do I have to share? I would say I've been playing guitars and piano for over 40 years. A couple years ago, I wanted to get serious about using the gifts that God has given me, the ideas that He's given me, and start putting music together. I made my first album in 2007, so it was a long time ago. I had a lot of fun doing it. I didn't know anything about really mixing, certainly not mastering. Didn't use a lot of plugins or anything like that. But just I would sit down over the course of a weekend, put a song together, and then upload it, and then eventually made CDs. And that album from way back when is available. It's called Paradiso. It has no lyrics. It's all instrumental. I tried to figure out how to classify my music so far, and came across a guy called, I think it's Vancouver Sleep Clinic, and I think my music probably falls in line with that kind of ambient mix of ambient and pop and rock. You know, a lot of it you could probably fall asleep to. So that was interesting, that discovery, and I thank her for that. So now I kind of know how to categorize my music. I can say that, well, it's similar to this, you know, Vancouver Sleep Clinic. And there's probably certainly others out there. So, but there will be other songs that are more rock. There will be other songs that will be acoustic guitar, and there will be instrumentals, and there will be you know, pop kind of songs. It'll be everything. There'll be dance. I like to do. I like to work with, you know, kind of like electronic music and things like that. So we'll just see what the future has in store. But anyway, I've been playing instruments for over 40 years, and basically I wanted to do this music thing, but to make really good quality music, and not to be famous or anything like that, but just if I can make some songs that people can pull out every so often and listen to it, and it makes them, it moves them, and really that's what it's all about for me. So didn't realize what kind of commitment would be required to study music production, put all this together, but it's been probably about 3,600 hours studying music production, working on this song. The song's been my guinea pig, to try to figure out what compression does, and equalizer, and different effects, reverb, delay, and all those different things, distortion, saturation, just all sorts of different things that when you get into it, you just don't really know until you get into it. So that 3,600 hours, most of it's in the middle of the night, just like this video right now. When the house is quiet, I can forget about claims, bills, dogs, going crazy. When everything's quiet, it's a lot easier to get in touch with the creative element that's inside of me. And it's been a sacrifice for my family, but they've been supportive. I'm so thankful for that, for my wife, for my daughter, especially as they put up with me working on music in the middle of the night. Sometimes I'm on a laptop near them, a lot of times, because I do want to be close. And I think my family for permitting me to do this, allowing me to follow this desire, and to see how it all plays out. The first thing I needed to do a couple of years ago was to find a DAW. So a music production software, that's what DAW is. It's a digital audio workstation. I needed to find one that I would be comfortable working in. So I started researching different DAWs. I had to purchase, an interface, and there was some free software that came with that, including DAWs, and started looking into that. I'd worked in Cakewalk back in the late 90s. And then in that album that I put out 17 years ago, I used Music Maker, Magix. So I started looking into Samplitude, which is made by the same company. It's made by Magix. And it connected. I connected with it connected with me, and so that's been my DAW of choice. So I already had the guitars, got interface, couple of interfaces. Have already amps, had stomp pedals and things like that. I needed monitors, so I got some Mackies. I needed another interface, got M audio interface, and then I got actually I should say that I had a M audio MIDI keyboard initially, but when I started getting into music production, I realized I needed monitors, so I got the Mackies, and then I needed an interface, so I got a Focusrite Scarlett interface. I needed an interface for my laptop, so I got an M Audio Duo interface for the laptop. I needed a microphone and a good set of cans for my ears. Got some Audio Technica combo kit. I had opportunity to feed my gas, which is gear accumulation syndrome, specifically accumulating plugins. I've got more compressors, EQs, reverbs, effects than I could ever need, could ever go through. Instrument, plugins, piano, synthesizer, drums, guitars, bass on the keyboard, and in here in the studio, there's a couch, there's a lava lamp, the office chair here. There's multiple desks to hold everything. My wife, when she found out I was taking this room and gonna make it into a studio, she goes and gets Star Wars posters and glow-in-the-dark stickers. I guess she thought I was reverting back to second childhood, but put that up here, and got some Cowboys memorabilia I received from my close brother in Christ, Spencer. Hopefully the Cowboys will turn it around one of these days, one season here, and go to another Super Bowl. We'll see. And then I read books. I read Zen and the Art of Mixing by Mixer Man. I read The Mixing Engineer's Handbook by Bobby Onswinski. Home Studio Recording by Warren Hewart. Watched a ton of YouTube videos. Marco Primo for Samplitude, Krasnet also for Samplitude, Rick Beata, Warren Hewart has produced like a pro channel on YouTube. Signed up to a lot of Reddit groups. Too many Reddit groups to list here to find out more about production and software and things like that. Captured a ton of ideas, and then worked slowly on this song, After the Storm, applying what I'd learned over the past couple of years, and I'm still learning and will always be learning. Just this week I started diving into all the sound pools that I accumulated and trying to figure out how to integrate that into my production. Now I can move around. At this point I can move around with ease and Samplitude. I've got full versions of Ableton, Studio One, learning those. Signed up to go to a producer camp at Real World Studios next year in England, near London, about 100 miles west of London. Real World Studios is owned by Peter Gabriel. Those of you who grew up in the 80s, you've heard his music. And he's still putting out records now. So it's a beautiful studio. I'm looking forward to that, going over there and recording a song. And I'll have access to all the instruments there, all the engineers, other musicians, and I'm excited about that. We'll see what comes out of that. I've got a couple of other headphones. Got a Nord Electro, 2 mini M audio controllers, a pair of Atom audio monitors, a subwoofer, woofer, portable mixer, which I can run with a phone or an iPad. I've got a soft tube console, one controller, a PreSonus fader port, a couple of Antelope audio interfaces. Of course, the laptop, which functions as a portable studio, pretty much has everything the desktop has. For the future, this song is the first contribution, I guess you could say, for Wisdom, an album called Wisdom. So I'm working on this album called Wisdom. After the Storm will be on that album. Working on, as far as trying to make money from this, I'm trying to look into contributing to music catalogs, library music catalogs. So library music is the catalogs that producers turn to when they need music for movie trailers, video games, television commercials, things like that. And hopefully I can get my foot in the door. But it's a project, and it'll take time, so I'm in no hurry. I just want to enjoy the journey along the way. When I work on music, it's not work for me. It's what I was born to do, I feel like. One of the things I was born to do. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be when I'm working on a song. I don't really think too much about where it'll all end up. I know the prayer that I prayed. I don't know if God's actually going to make a way for me to make enough money to sustain the family from this full time or not. I know that He's given me everything that I need to do that, but He hasn't opened that door yet. So, and I'm not going to knock it down. It's for Him to do. But the things I need to do, I will, and that's making contacts with people that do music production and just introducing them to the stuff that I do, and we'll see what happens. So maybe this is not going to be anything more than a hobby. Maybe it'll bring in some bit of income for when I retire one of these days. But I don't worry too much about all of that. I have joy in the journey. I want to spread a little joy to others along the way. Hopefully, share some things with you. I'd like to share some songs with you, and that's everything. If it moves you, then that's everything. So I hope you stick around, check in on the channel, because I will be putting stuff up, and hopefully, again, you'll be along for the ride, enjoy some fresh, good music along the way. Thank you. God bless you for sticking it out through this video, and I hope you enjoy what's going to be in store for us in the future.